Hello folks, this is Sheila E. from Tennessee, and I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy fall dessert. You can make this more complicated if you want to make your own cream cheese filling. It would have to be a no-bake cream cheese filling. So this is going to be a pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to spray this first. Get you a 9 by 13 throwaway pan. Spray it a little bit. And then we've got a pack of just an off-brand name of the pie shell. So it comes with 2 in it. I think one will be enough. Let me get my scissors. It may not be. We may have to use both of them for this 9 by 13 pan. We'll see. So make sure they're unthawed good, they're at room temperature, and you just unroll. And yes, my hands are clean. So what we're going to try to do is lay this down in here. And we're just going to stretch it. I think one may be enough. We're just going to stretch it because we just want it on the bottom. You can see, trying to get you to see what's going on here. Stretching, stretching. Okay. Lift it back up and stretch some more, I guess. We want to get it all over here as far as we can in the corners. Because what's pumpkin pie without the crust, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knife and cut that off right there. Hope y'all enjoy my videos. Hope you're sharing them and getting people to subscribe. I started this in January of this year. I'd like to see if I only got like 179 viewers. I've seen people have a whole lot more than that. Of course, like I said, I'm not nothing fancy. I can make it from scratch, or I can use some shortcuts. So what I done was just cut that leftover that was hanging over, and I'm using it to fill in. We want the corners full, and then if you see any little spot that looks thin, right there's a little spot. We'll fill it in, and then you just mash it to fill it in. Okay. Alright, so you just keep mashing this in here till you get it flat and get it right pretty. It's supposed to be a flat pie dough. We'll put that oven up to use it. Let me see if I can't take this one right here, this little piece right here, and trim it out. Sometimes you can take a little piece and make a shape of something and then just put it on top for decoration. I've got some more dough here too. I can do that way. I like to make a little shape of a pumpkin and put on top when we get our dessert finished. That way you'll know that it's a pumpkin pie cheesecake. As my sister says, hello, pumpkin pie. That's how she says it. I say pumpkin pie. Alright, I think that's going to look good enough right there. You see that? Got all the bottom filled and it is sprayed. So we're going to set that to the side. And I'm going to leave my dough right here for a minute. And then we're going to start with the filling. And so, you wipe this out. I've already washed it out. You start out with 1 big can of pumpkin pie mix, and this is Libby's. And it has the recipe right on here. And this is usually the recipe that I follow because it's so close to the one that my mama used. It's one of these cans, a 30-ounce can of Libby's Easy Pumpkin Pie Mix. two-thirds cup carnation evaporated milk, 2 large eggs, and 1 unbaked pie shell. So I'm going to get my measuring cup. All right, and we're going to start out, and I'm going to go ahead and put my cream. Let's see, it says, and the carnation evaporated milk is just cream, so it says 2/3 cup. So I usually just cut it, open it up with just a little hole, and then I can put this in the refrigerator and use it to make biscuits with. All right, guys, so it says 2/3. Make sure it says 2/3, and this is a 1/3 cup. So we're going to fill it up. It's just cream. It's evaporated milk, not like Eagle brand. This is just regular evaporated milk, no sugar in it. So that's 2/3 cup of evaporated milk. And I'll put that right there. And then it says 2 large eggs. So that's probably about, we're going to count, I want to say 2 large eggs on the egg beaters is about a 1/2 cup. So we'll take a 1/2 cup of egg beaters, or you can use, if you don't like egg beaters, you can use 2 large eggs. So there we're going to say that's 2 large eggs. And then we're going to open our pie filling. And then all you do is mix this up. And I'm pretty sure it's got the instructions on how to bake this too. Because what I'm going to do is bake this, let it cool, and then I'm going to make my cheesecake mixture and pour on top of a cooled pumpkin pie. You want to put that whole 30-ounce can in there. And this has already got some spices, but I always seem to think that it needs a little bit more. I like my pumpkin pie, and I make a good pumpkin pie. I love them. That's the way my mama done them, and she used canned pumpkin and put her own spices in. And so, and I have seen my mama even cook pumpkin. She would cook pumpkin, peel it, and take the inside of the pumpkin out, and then peel the where it was just the meat of the pumpkin. And she would cook it and mash it and make pumpkin pies out of that. So let's see what the oven is saying to do with the oven. It's saying to bake at 425 for 15 minutes, then reduce heat to 350. So let's go ahead and turn our oven on 425. Bake. I'm going to put it on perfect bake. 425. We're going to let that be preheating while we're doing this. Okay, and then I'll do it for 15 minutes, and then we'll turn it down to 350 and bake it for 50 to 60 minutes, or until knife is clean coming out. You have to let it cool for about 2 hours before you cut it. So let's get this back over here. So what we're going to do is just stir this up, and that, like all that has in it. I am going to taste of the pumpkin after I get it done. 1 can of 30-ounce can of Libby pumpkin pie mix, 2/3 cup of carnation evaporated milk, 2 large eggs or 1/2 cup of egg beaters, and then 1 baked pie shell. So we're going to put that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and taste that pumpkin. Let's see. Before I don't know that. I don't think that needs anything. Might put just a little tiny bit of pumpkin pie spice. I put too much, so I was trying to get a little bit off the top there. See? So you just stir this up. And you would do it the same way with a pie shell, but you'd have to use, the can said 2 pie shells, and I'm pretty sure that regular pie shells, 2 unbaked 9-inch pie shells, a 4-cup volume. So I'm not sure if that's a deep pie shell or a regular pie shell. I'll have to check into that. But this looks like quite a bit, so I'm assuming that that would be 1 deep pie shell or 2 regular pie shells. Now you don't have to have a mixer for this. You can see. So I said we've got our decoration, trying to get we got the inside pretty well done. I'm gonna taste of that. That's really good, guys. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pour this in on top of this unbaked pie shell. Get you over here where you can see. You want to get every bit of that out of that bowl. Because like I said, once this is baked, I'm going to use a Jell-O instant pudding cheesecake. So it's so quick because you just use cold milk and then you beat it with a mixer. And I've got 4 boxes of that I'm going to mix up and put on top of a cold pumpkin pie right here, dessert. This is called a pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert, and this is like one of my own originals. I've done this a long time before anybody started doing it, before we started doing our YouTube channel. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and we're going to time it 450 for 425 for 15 minutes. I'll see you in just a second. Alright guys, I do have it in the oven at 425, 15 minutes, but it'll take a few minutes for it to preheat good and get up to 425. This is what I said I was going to use, and it's just an instant Jell-O cheesecake mix. I'm going to use 4 of those, and then what I'm going to do is put just a little tiny dab of my pumpkin pie spice, maybe not about 1/4 of a teaspoon, and then I'll put that on a cool topping, and then I'll layer that with Cool Whip. So I'll show you as the steps, each step. All right, see you in just a second. Wanted to show you what I was going to do. You can either probably put this cream, this evaporated milk, in a container and put a lid on it. Use it for other pies, but no, I wouldn't keep it too long in the refrigerator. But here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc, try to get all the air out of it and zip it up, and then I'm going to put this in the door where I can see it. So like I said, I'm going to be using this and this, and then I'm going to have Cool Whip. So, and then I'm going to bake it at 425 for 15 minutes, and I'm going to turn it down to 350 and bake for 50 to 60 minutes, and I'll let you know how long it took to get that. With it being flat like that and not so full, I'm assuming it's not going to take as long. It says 350 to 50 to 60 minutes. I'll start out at 50, but I'll keep a check on it, and I'll let you guys see it along, okay? Alright guys, I'm going to take this dough that I had left over from the pie shell, and I'm going to push it all together, and I'm going to try to flatten it out as much as I can. I don't want to have to get my roller out. I do have a little tiny roller, but I just want to flatten it out. And I'm going to try to cut a couple little pumpkins out of it, and maybe a leaf. We'll see. If I can't do it, I'll throw it in the trash, or just, I don't know, maybe just cut some leaves out of it. So alright, I'm going to get you where you can see me there. And I'm just going to mash it. I've got some parchment paper here. But it just needs to be thin, because you want to bake these by themselves. You don't want to try to bake that on top of that. So what I'm going to do is just start with a little circle. And this is just freehand, so it's not going to be perfect. Okay? And then I'm going to try to make a little stalk right there. We'll see how it turns out. I don't think I have a pumpkin cookie cutter. I could use it. That ain't too bad. You might want to make that little the little pumpkin stalk just a little bit more longer so that you know that it looks like a pumpkin. And then I'll try to do like a little bitty weave, like a vine. So that don't look too bad, guys, for just cutting it out. And I'm just going to keep flattening it out, making it flatter and flatter, because it won't take 5 minutes in the oven on a piece of parchment paper in a pan to bake these. So, alright, we're going to lay that one right there. We're going to try one more. Let's see. Try right here. You know how I am. If I've got something left over, I'll try to make something else out of it. And this is just merely for decoration. It's not got anything to do with the taste of the pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert. Hear me trying to talk a little bit proper there. That's the way my sister does. Pumpkin pie. And we're going to say it's not going to make the pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert. That's me. Taste any different. It's just for decoration. So there's two. We might be able to get one more. And then I want to take what's left and see if I can't roll it up and make a little vine. I may have some green sprinkles over there that I could put on it and on the vine. And I might have, I don't think I've got any orange, so it's just going to be baked pumpkin. Little tiny baked pumpkins. I'll be able to get one more, so I can just put this in the middle of the pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert. Hope all the guys I work with are watching. This don't look like it's going to turn out too good, so we may have to roll it back up and start over. Let's see right here. Turn it back over. So let's see. We'll make a little stalk first, and then just to try to round circle. I think it's going to be just fine. Yeah. Oh, I couldn't cut the stalk off, but we'll see if we can't stick it back on there. See where it's at. Right there it is. Like I said, you can do your pumpkin pie and put your cheesecake filling. If you want to do the regular cheesecake, you could probably do it and then put on top of it. And then there's a no-bake cheesecake recipe too that you can use. So there's 3 little pumpkins, and I'm going to see if I can roll this out and just make a little tiny vine and twirl it up. See what we can do with it. You know, pumpkins have that vine at the top of their stalk, at that little stalk. Okay, let's see. I think it's still too fat right in the middle. So we've got a piece about like that. And so what I'm going to try to do is just twine it up. Just looks like a pumpkin at the top. So we're going to put that right there. Let's see if we can't get another one. You just want to keep prodding it in your hands. Lay this back down and try to get it a little bit thinner in the middle. And then I've got one little piece left. And I'm going to go over here and see if I can't find my green sprinkles. Be right back. Okay guys, I got me a pan and some parchment paper. And I'm going to lay these little pumpkins. And take the little twirly thing off, the little twig. Trying to make this look more like a pumpkin. Looks more like an apple almost. It's alright, we know what it is. So what I'm going to do, I found my green sprinkles. And I'm going to try to, without messing these little vines up, try to cover them up in some green sprinkles. I bet you'd almost, let's give me a little bit of egg wash. Or I could just probably use a little bit of water. Since it's just this much. Let's see if that works on them. I think that's going to work. And we're just going to place them right there to where it looks like a vine. And what I've done is just run them under some sink water there. So that the sugar, the green sugar would stick to it. Alright, so this one try. Use just very little egg wash to go over those. I'm just going to use just a tiny bit. Looks like about a tablespoon there. And use my brush, tiny bit of egg beaters. Put this back over here where you can see. And then I'm just going to brush that. If I had some orange sugar sprinkles, that would be so pretty. I don't have any. Not, I guess they have them out right now. I just hadn't seen them. So there we go. I'm going to take a knife and sort of make a little bit of, just like a little sear, like a pumpkin would have. Alright, so there we go, and I'm going to put them in the oven. And it'll just take just a mighty minute, so I'll see you in a few. Okay guys, while that's in the oven baking, I'm going to go ahead and turned it on 325. Now it's through with the, let's see, 325. 325 for 50 minutes. So, it doesn't even start looking like it. And then I've got my little pumpkins in there trying to brown them too. So another quick dessert that I have found, you can do this from scratch, but this is a whole lot quicker. And this is one that I've come up with that you can, this is going to be called a pumpkin spice cake with cream cheese icing. So we're going to use 2 boxes because I'm going to put them in these big muffin pans. Having a little bit of company tomorrow, Lord willing. And we'll have some little fall treats from that started with their fall dinners and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get both of these. Now, like I said, you can take your cake flour and you can put all the sodium, baking soda, sugar, baking powder, all that. If you've got a good from scratch cake mix that you can use, you can do that, or you can use this box, which I have found since I've started working. Sometimes I can take a step or two and save myself some time. So according to the spice, it says 1 cup of water, and I'm going to put 2 cups since that's 2 boxes, and that's just going to be out of my sink. I'm going to put 1.5 cups instead of 2 cups because I'm going to put some pumpkin filling. Pumpkin. It's not pumpkin pie. Alright, it's just pumpkin. It's Libby's. Just pure pumpkin. And then I'm going to use the rest of that pumpkin to probably make pumpkin bread. A loaf of pumpkin bread. So, to make this spice cake, it says 1 cup of water. So I put 1.5 and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. So that's going to be a whole cup for 2. Hopefully I got enough of this in here. If I don't, I've got some in my pantry. That's pretty close. Like a little tiny bit. Since I'm putting the pumpkin in it, I'm going to put 1/2 cup of pumpkin, just regular 100% pumpkin. Okay. Maybe I want you to be able to taste the pumpkin. This is a 1 cup thing, so we're looking at probably 3/4 of a cup of pure 100% pumpkin. Okay. Pumpkin pie spice, I'm going to put about a teaspoon, and this is just a regular teaspoon that you eat with. It was a teaspoon, so that's a good teaspoonful. And then I'm going to use a canned cream cheese icing. I'm going to whip it, make it more fluffier, and then I'm going to put some pumpkin pie spice in that. So now we've got the water, we've got the oil, now we need eggs. So it says 3 eggs per box. So we're going to do 3/4 cup. And I'm going to have to open another one because I don't have enough. So hold on 1 second, guys. Let me get it. Okay, it looks like my little pumpkins are brown too, so I'll go ahead and take those out. Pumpkins, I'll put that right on top. How's that look? That look pretty good? So we're going to set these over here. Alright, that was just made out of leftover. So I had about, let's see, I've got my cup over here. I want to do another 3/4 for 3 eggs. This is 3 large eggs. So that's another 3/4. So that's 2 3/4, or it's a 3/4 for each box. So that's probably 1.5 total. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use my mixer to mix this up, making sure we got a 3/4 cup of pumpkin, pure 100% pumpkin, 2 boxes of the Great Value Spice cake mix, 2 cups or 1.5 cups of water, and 1 whole cup of vegetable oil, and then we had 1.5 cups of egg beaters, or you can use 3 eggs per box. So I'm going to mix this up now. And you can see what I've done with that label off that pumpkin pie mix. I just tore it off, and I'm going to put that in my recipe book. Guys, if you like your spice cake really spicy, you can add more spice to it. I added right at a teaspoon, which now I'm thinking that might be too much. It's good and spicy though. Maybe to a regular cake mix, you could add 1 teaspoon. So I did go ahead and add another 1/4 cup of pure pumpkin, which made that 1 whole cup of pumpkin. So we're going to say 2 boxes of spice cake mix, a whole cup of pumpkin, probably about 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1.5 cups of egg beaters, and 1 cup of oil. And I went ahead and got that all mixed up, and I'm going to get my ice cream scoop to scoop it into the cupcake batter. I find that that's a lot easier to do it that way. And so now I've got my pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert. And I did whip this real good. I just put you on hold so to make time consuming. So, alright. And I usually put 2 to each cupcake. And these are about the size of a muffin. These are not what you call a cupcake. And since that does have so much spice, it might taste different once they're baked. And it already was spice cake mix, and then I added a teaspoon of apple pie spice or pumpkin pie spice. I'm going to not put that into the cream cheese icing. I'm just going to whip it, make it more fluffier, and then I may put another spoonful if I get both these full, make them really huge. Just put the plain cream cheese icing on top. I'm going to do a live. I was going to do this one live, and I already started recording. I've only done 2 lives, and so anyway, maybe the next one we're going to try to do a breakfast in the morning after lunch, after church, and my granddaughter-in-law wants to video that, so we may do that and do it as a live. Made a mess with that one, didn't I? Get that off there. Now I'm going to try to put one more cup in each one. Hopefully I'll have enough for all of them because I have so much here. I think I will. These will be swelled up really pretty. Okay, we got that one. Now let's see if I can get enough for it. I have to take some of that over there out, maybe just a little. Because we want them about even. It looks about even. Just a little bit more of that one. Alright guys, and then what you always do, somebody told me to always tap them on your bar. That made a mess. Let's see it. There we go. I'm glad that didn't come all the way out. Right now. Let me cut you off a second. Alright guys, let's try this again. I had to put that mixture in a different cupcake paper and clean that out of the bottom. So now we're going to put these in the oven. Let's see what it says to put this on. We're going to bake this for 28 to 30 minutes. 350 for metal pans, glass pans 325. Okay, we're going to bake these at 325 for about 30 minutes. So we'll go ahead and put those in there because it's already on 325. And I'll let you see how that pumpkin pie bottom is right there. If I can pull it out for you. Like a pie shell with pumpkin pie. Alright, so we'll be right back, okay guys? Alright guys, I'm going to put this, I've got those pumpkin pie spice muffins, cupcakes, whatever you want to call them, in the oven. We've got our pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert in the oven. We've made an apple pie, and we've made some brownies. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. So will probably be enough for like one loaf of pumpkin bread. And I'm going to make another loaf of zucchini bread this week, Lord willing. So we'll see. Alright folks, we're back and I want to show you the muffins and the pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert. This is the pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert. We're going to set it to the side and let it be cooling. This is our big pumpkin spice muffins. We're going to Took them out a little bit cool. So then the next thing we're going to do will be to do our cheesecake filling. And then when these cool, we'll ice them these, and then we will do that one. Alright folks, I'm back, and we're going to, these say 2 cups per box. So we're going to start adding some milk. I've got my mixer right here somewhere. There's 1 cup. 2 cups. 3 cups. 4 cups. 5 cups. And 6 cups. We're going to do at least 3 boxes. Then I'm going to put just a tiny bit of whipping cream in it, probably about a half a cup. This makes it more fluffier and thick. Heavy whipping cream. I said I was going to put about 3 in here. Now there is a recipe for a no-bake cheesecake you can make yourself out of cream cheese and sour cream and powdered sugar and something else. Oh, Eagle brand. You don't have to put any eggs in it. But this is a little quicker. This is not as good as your homemade cheesecake filling, but this is quicker. That one there is vanilla. I don't want that vanilla. This looks like. See if it's going to hold up and be thick enough. Pretty thick. Okay, Alright, what we're going to do, I'm going to put this over here where you can see. Move my muffins out of the way. So here's our pumpkin pie bottom. So what we're going to do now, it's just barely lukewarm, so we're going to go ahead and put this on here. I've got a container of Cool Whip. I'm going to put it, it's frozen. I'm going to put it in the microwave just for about 10-second intervals. Still frozen. I'm going to put it in there for about another 10 seconds. I'm thinking about making a bowl and putting that whipping cream in with it so that I'll have enough. Let me get this bowl worked out real quick. Down here. So I'm not sure one will be enough to cover that really good. So what I'm going to do is set that over here. And I'm going to put this in here. This little container of Cool Whip. I may have some downstairs in the freezer, but I hadn't been down there to see. But I do have this whipping cream that I need to use. So let's see what happens. I'm just going to rinse these off a little bit. Okay. Just rinse that pudding mix off of them. That's going to work out okay. It's a little thin, but it'll be okay. Let me get it to where you can see it. Thinking about just doing these little pumpkins just like that right there. What do you think about that? I'm going to stick this in the fridge to chill real good, real quick. Alright guys, I've decided not to whip this. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on there like it is. It's getting late, and sometimes you just get tired. So, there we go. This is the pumpkin spice cake cupcakes, okay? And we're going to use a cream cheese icing. You could do a filling in this if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. It's just, I've already got a whole lot of stuff baked, so we're just going to put a little bit of icing on it. It's not going to need a lot. I think it's going to be plenty. Thinking about doing 6 with icing, 6 without icing. There's 2, 4, 6. And if you want to pop something really pretty on here, you can. Right. I think that's all I'm going to do tonight. That's got our 6 pumpkin spice cake cupcakes. And these are the large cupcakes. So we've done 6 with icing, cream cheese icing, and 6 without. So guys, this is Sheila E. from Tennessee, and if you need the recipe for these, or I'll go ahead and put it in the comments, okay? So, may God bless you, keep you safe. Always smile, because smiles are contagious. Always give God glory, thanks, and praise, for He is worthy. Until we see each other again, okay? Sheila E. from Tennessee.